That was great control there, though, from IdrA. That was absolutely perfect. But look at this. IdrA just now getting his gas up, while WhiteRa has had his gas here for a little bit. And so WhiteRa probably going to have a slight tech advantage, but can he utilize it enough to actually win the game here? We'll have to see, because the macro for IdrA is going to start kicking in here pretty soon.
That is right, and I think both players were interested in destroying these rocks pretty early on. Now, the reasoning why WhiteRa wants to do that, he actually pulled his Zealots off the line, and he allowed the Zerglings to come in through the door. This Stalker is going to get taken out along with the Zealots. Now, I think WhiteRa is going to be able to clean this up eventually, but that was a pretty huge hit. He lost that battle. He allowed the Zerglings into his base. And that's pretty huge. Now he's going to take possibly some probe hits as well. But I think the reasoning why WhiteRa wanted to destroy these rocks is because he needs access to a defendable expansion. And on this map, it's very difficult to get one as a Protoss against a Zerg.
This sucks for WhiteRa. That's the only way to put it. I mean, his early robotics here got spotted, because that robotics is here before any additional gateways, and losing that first Stalker makes cleaning this up exceptionally more difficult. Look, one probe over here. Got to try and micro him away to get him out of there. But, oh, actually there's a Warp Prism on the way here for WhiteRa, probably to take that early expansion, like you said, because he won't be able to kill those rocks, or try to abuse it in some fashion. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to make happen here with that early Warp Prism, because it's 200 minerals that you're not spending on your army.
Yeah, and at the same time, we're not seeing IdrA produce, all the Zerglings have been taken out, by the way. We're not seeing IdrA produce any more fighting forces. He's just hardcore macroing drones. He's now at 39 drones, or 38 over 26, and WhiteRa here was a little supply block for the longest while. He's finally got the pylon placement down for the Warp Prism to come out. And so, yeah, he's probably just going to use that Warp Prism, secure this natural expansion up on the high ground. But I think right now, I think the game favors IdrA at this point, because he's got way more economy. The early rush, I think, was a fair trade, and it was an attempt for WhiteRa to stop and delay this expansion from going up. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So now IdrA is kicking in, and I think he does have the advantage indeed.
One thing that WhiteRa could actually do is get out 2 Immortals and start doing an Immortal drop, because I'm curious to see if WhiteRa actually saw the tech for Colossus. No, he didn't, but he may be getting out 2 Immortals. We've seen WhiteRa utilize this before. I don't know how much success he has with it, but he has been able to do those Immortal drops before, which could be effective considering there's no Hydralisk Den out on the field yet that I can see, no, and so that would make it extremely difficult to defend against, but we'll see if he can make it happen or not.
Yeah, a double Immortal drop is a definite possibility, considering that he does have the Warp Prism out right now. And yeah, he's loading up an Immortal and a Stalker, and hey, he destroyed the rocks already. He doesn't need to drop off this probe. He can just get an easy free Nexus. And important that IdrA has seen this Nexus going up, so he knows now that there is an expansion going up for the Protoss player. Now the question is, I don't think he's seen this Warp Prism. Oh, now he sees the Warp Prism. Now he sees the Immortal and the Stalker coming on the way. And the question is he going to be able to defend against this? He does have Speedlings, especially on the creep. I think this is going to be a fail.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. He needs to pick up that Immortal. Don't let it go down. The Queen going to town on the Warp Prism. Very important to note that Warp Prisms are extremely fragile. To me, they're just like paper airplanes. Very easy to shoot down. So I don't know how effective this is going to be. I mean, IdrA, good control here. Going to have his Zerglings on that creep, and, I mean, they're just Speedlings on top of that. So going to be able to defend that easily. He does have control of this cliff. He's basically preventing IdrA from getting an easy expansion. But IdrA just says, okay, man, you want to play like this? I'll just take the top right side main.
Yeah, he does have a third expansion going up right now, and I think that's not the fact that the Immortal and Stalker were on that cliff not going to deter him. He's actually going to destroy these rocks, force WhiteRa to fall back, and WhiteRa is still now just barely getting his natural saturated. So really, WhiteRa is playing pick up and get back from behind in this game right now. He does have a Colossus out though, but IdrA's just chilling with his Overlord over the main base. He sees exactly what's going on right now, and I think IdrA is just in such a firm control of this game. I think we might possibly be seeing a 2-1 here.
Yeah, you've got to be right. I mean, I don't know what WhiteRa can do, because this is the position you don't want to be in against IdrA. Under any circumstances, this is absolutely worst-case scenario where he's going to get an early economic edge. I think it was smart of WhiteRa to do the build he did. It's just the control from IdrA was so good. Not only did he bring the Spinecrawler forward to absorb that damage, but he got the Zerglings on top of it at the same exact time as well. So these rocks got to go down. This is going to be very difficult here for WhiteRa to defend. I mean, look at the huge stream of units on the way. These rocks are going down in a matter of seconds. Although actually distracting these Hydras with the Stalkers, as I don't know if he meant to do that there for IdrA, but he's going to be up in his main base here any second. Oh, dude,
Now,
no,
at the
Colossus
same
at the
time-
expansion.
Yeah, there is the Colossus at the expansion of WhiteRa is actually trying to distract IdrA, but IdrA has just pushed in, killed a Colossus at the natural, and he's pushing in with a very large army of Hydralisks, and the Zerglings even going to work on the probes and Immortal. I don't think this Colossus is going to be able to do much. I mean, it has stopped all mining, but at what cost? Well, the cost is losing your Nexus at your natural, and now having a stream of Zerg swarm units coming into your main. I think I think this might be GG for WhiteRa in game number 3.
I think it all came down to letting those Zerglings get inside his base after that failed cannon rush. It just allowed IdrA to macro, and yeah, he is holding in here. I think he finally lost the Colossus there, but there he goes. He is going to GG, and so a lot of it was getting those Zerglings in that base as well as losing, well, doing that drop, it didn't help any, and then having that cannon rush be a fail, so this game definitely not going in WhiteRa's favor.